What is up, folks? Ooh, just taking a little break. Got a few warm-up laps in, so changed the livery on our car. Got a new paint job, all that. So man, that Katie Brown boy. I know he was in the World Series, if I'm not wrong. Whew, man. I'm not wrong, I think all these are pretty much Genesises. With the exception of a few Fords. So it does look like our race is gonna start. We're gonna see how things get rolling. Ricky Bobby, I know we've seen him before. But with the exception of him, not really noticing or really what's the word? Recognizing any of these guys. A lot of them in the Genesis though. So I think we're gonna start on the mediums and switch to softs. I think that's probably gonna be the good strategy to go with here. Alrighty folks, let's get rolling. We are going to turn our traction control up to 4. We do have, if I'm not wrong, a Genesis, looks like behind us, and then a Ford GT in front of us. So we are going to see how this kicks off. Both of those cars, some monsters in the straight. So see how things look going into this. Actually a really good start off the line on the Ford. Ooh, and getting driven a bit wide there for no apparent reason. We did give that guy a little tap, but glad we didn't get into any of that behind us. A few guys going to the wall, it sounded like. Not getting the best exit out of that corner. So we are going to have to worry about this guy behind us going into this upcoming hairpin.
us being on the medium tires, the slower of the two. We're gonna let this guy get past us, attempt the possible switcheroo. Ooh, and getting not the best exit out of that corner. Slip behind Ayrton, trying to go for the overtake into this hairpin. We are going to get it done. So it does look like Ayrton losing traction right there, possibly going a bit wide. So I'm going to move up into 8th position. And it does look like we're going to see Bolo going right into the pits actually, so possibly picking up a penalty there for crossing over the lines. Getting a decent exit out of that corner. Getting to slightly gain on the person in front of us, Ricky Bobby. Looks like Ayrton may be making another mistake, possibly going into the wall as we are going to gain some more time. Getting a pretty decent exit out of that corner. We're going to see if we can really get a good exit out of this next corner, so let's go for it, you guys. Trying to get the best exit we can going out of this corner. Definitely gaining on the people in front of us, so not a bad exit. Actually setting the fastest time of the session through that sector. So we are probably going to pit this next lap and finish the race on these soft tires. Not getting the best exit out of there. We are going to have to worry about the overtake going into this next set of chicanes. This spot can always get a bit hectic. We are going to let him through. Going to get on the gas a little bit earlier, so going to gain, hopefully stay on this slipstream. Really at this point, just trying to stay on the slipstream of this guy in front of us. Look like he is going to make a mistake going out of that corner, so going to be some potential to gain some time here. We are going to be going into the pits on this lap, so, and it looks like he went a bit wide right there, so having a mistake perhaps, not going to be able to keep it together. Guys, he is just currently right there. Not the ideal pit time we want, but we are hopefully going to be able to gain some positions coming around for the later laps of this race. That front pack definitely still looking pretty close together. I'm going to come out the pits at about the time Trevetti is going to be passing us. So on these soft tires, definitely very grippy, very fast. should be able to hopefully gain some time. As you can tell, these soft tires are already gaining on the people in front of us. So ideally what we are looking for here is to gain as much time as possible. And it does look like there might have been a little incident up ahead as that gap really coming down now at about 9 seconds. Really starting to put our head down. That gap in front of us really starting to come down. Getting a great exit through that corner. So it doesn't look like we are going to see any people pit on this lap, at least from what I can see in front of us. Although it does look like maybe someone coming out of the pits just now. Still just gaining every lap on this guy in front of us. So really just want to bring this gap down as much as possible before he goes into the pits. Sorry about that, you guys. Does look like a Bolo behind us slowly starting to catch up, so may have that to worry about here soon. As you can see him coming into view on that radar, although we are going to gain coming out of that corner. Once again getting a pretty decent exit out of that corner. Our gap in front of us coming down to about 5 seconds now. Getting a great exit. We are going to see Ragin going into the pits in front of us. A few guys actually looks like in the pits currently. So looking to gain a few positions here. Going to move up into 10th place, potentially getting another position on this guy coming out of the pits here. It is going to be Ayrton, or Arton, who we did have a little bit of a battle with earlier. So as long as we can stick on the bumper of this guy, we should be able to possibly make it over. And it looks like not going to have to worry about the penalty really whatsoever there, going into the wall behind us. And Bolo making a slight mistake going into that corner as well. Looks like perhaps going wide. So really just wanted to start putting our head down, keep on gaining on the people in front of us, hoping maybe there's a little bit of scrambling going on, and it looks like perhaps one of them leaving, so we are going to move up into 8th place. It's going to be a yellow flag on the field. It looks like a board coming into view now, so perhaps making a mistake in that hairpin, losing quite a bit of time. Great exit through that corner, and that gap coming down to about 2.5 seconds. Looks like that gap's really starting to come down, you guys, just below the 2-second mark. Making a slight mistake going onto the grass there. We are beginning to see a few cars ahead come into view, so potentially may be able to go for a few overtakes in these future laps. Getting a decent exit through that corner. Getting actually a great exit to that corner, so that gap's starting to come down just to about the 1 second mark. Actually seeing one of those cars actually coming around the hairpin at the end of this straight. Looks like board preps making a mistake, losing some time there, so that gap gonna come down to about half a second at the end of this little set of turns. Definitely not getting the most optimal line through there. So we are going to take the inside line, perhaps try to go for the overtake into this corner. Gonna get that done. Hopefully, due to that contact, he doesn't take that as some. Oh, and it looks like there's gonna be a slight mistake behind us, so that gap gonna go up quite a bit. Board actually going into the pits there, so not gonna have to worry about him anymore, and we can definitely put our eyes forward onto Higao in front of us. That gap slowly starting to come down as well. Definitely looking very good on our tire wear currently. Not getting the most optimal exit to that corner. Still not losing that much time though. So we may still be waiting on a few pits from the guys in front of us, keep in mind, coming up on these later laps of the race. And that gap in front of us starting to slowly come down to the 4-second mark. Getting a very good exit to that corner. Does look like we're gonna see one of these guys go into the pits. And that gap in front of us is coming down to about 3.5 seconds. So Ricky Bobby having gone into the pits, we are gonna see if we're able to get this overtake, and we are gonna see Pegao going into the pits in front of us. So potential to move up into 4th place, having not pitted yet. And actually gonna move up into 5th, 4th place coming out. Exactly, I'd say a perfect pitch strategy from us early on in that race to overtake coming around for the 9th lap. So about 2 laps left. Our tires not looking too bad either, so definitely not something we're gonna have to worry about as of right now. And that gap behind us just going up slowly by slowly. Perhaps having switched onto the medium tires, the slipperier and less grippy of the two. And with the 19-second gap in front of us, if Firefox has not pitted yet, we will be able to catch him coming out of the pits and possibly have a podium finish here. So we're gonna see Sis going into the pits there. Getting past that bike GMC. Ooh, and making a slight mistake into that corner. Gonna lose some time. So not gonna catch Sis coming out of the pits, but Definitely going to bring that gap down to probably about 9 seconds. Actually, going to be 13 and gaining 5-second gap behind us, sitting in 4th place, having gained, if I'm not wrong, 4 places total in this race so far. Are we going to be able to finish it out? Tires starting to get a little bit slippery, and actually perhaps maybe a mistake on Sis in front of us. That gap coming down to about 10 seconds. So on the potential that there is a huge mistake from him, we may be able to make an overtake, but very unlikely. Up to the final corner. Gonna be a 4th place finish. Actually, with the penalty from GMC, gonna finish in 3rd. So you guys are gonna be gaining actually a good amount of SR into there. And it looks like with potentially one more race, we may be able to move up into B. So we are going to back out, take a look at our car just to make sure that it is looking good and in good tip-top shape. Alright folks, so the car looking pretty decent. Alrighty, folks. So actually, just tuning into a stream of another guy here. We are probably actually gonna end stream here for the night, folks. Just kind of having a chill night, doing some racing off stream. It looks like. So I will catch you guys tomorrow in the next one. You guys have an amazing night.